Hey guys, welcome in. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here after college football. It is over. We are now here to do all college basketball on Game Day Pick'em. Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do our Game Day Pick'em show, and it is season 4, week 22. Monday night was the national championship game this week. John, have you had a busy week? Cat has got John's tongue.
I said, yeah, it's been a busy week, man.
All right, man. So we're going to get things started with our Facebook page, man. If you're on Facebook with us, we appreciate you. We are growing and growing. We are getting closer and closer to 8,000 on Facebook. Click that subscribe button, man. It's just 99 cents a month. We appreciate you and we appreciate your follow. But for 99 cents a month, man, I have been posting quite a bit of updates. If you're a Kentucky fan, been posting quite a bit of updates on the recruiting trail for Coach Stein and lots of other stuff. We're on there for every game day in our chat, and just trying to post a bunch of updates that we can. And like I said, guys, it's only 99 cents a month. That is just enough to get a few that will help us continue to make these shows for you guys. And if you are on YouTube with us, man, we appreciate you as well. Man, YouTube is growing. We're getting closer and closer to 750 on YouTube as well. So I want to shout them out. Our YouTube is growing too. I think we're at 742 or 743, something like that on YouTube. So we appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe on both YouTube and on Facebook. All right, John, Monday night was the championship game. And we did a 4-hour-long live stream Monday night, John. And John did not go to sleep this time.
No, I was awake.
It was a pretty good game. On Monday night, we'll get to talking about the football game on Monday night a little bit. Let me get to see. We got Josh Hart on here with us. What's up, Josh? Appreciate you being with us. Ooh, Josh is in Minnesota. Minnesota? Are you in Minnesota? What's up, Josh? He says it's -9 in Minnesota where he is. Well, it's not quite that cold here yet. It's going to get cold, but I don't think it's going to get quite that cold, Josh. Up in the Minnesota world, I'm not so sure I want to be up in Minnesota this time of year. I mean, I'm just saying. All right, at the top left of the screen, I am going to put this up here for you guys. Got a QR code for you up here at the top left. This is for Home Field Apparel, and going to put this up tonight for you guys. Go to Home Field Apparel, use our code CSCast. That'll give you guys a discount. It'll help us as well. There's over 190, I think, now, getting close to 200 licensed collegiate teams to choose from. It's got really cool retro vintage apparel there at Home Field Apparel. Check out the bomber jackets and all kinds of other stuff, man, that is just really, really cool. And no matter what team you pull for, like I said, there's over 190. So we appreciate you. I'm going to leave that QR code up on the screen as we talk tonight. But we are going to do, I've got the college basketball. By the way, this is Belmont Arena in Nashville. In the background here, this was early, an hour and something before the game time back in December. I just really like this picture. It's a cool picture. Basketball in the background. If you know where Belmont and Nashville is, that's what's behind us in the picture tonight. All right, John, we are going to get things started. I want to talk about a couple of the hot topics as we go here. We're going to get things started with the whole Alabama. The judge allows Charles Badinko to play tomorrow in the game.
Bediako.
Oh, Bediako. I'm sorry. I got his name wrong, but yes, you're right. I was thinking of another kid, but yes, you're right. This is a guy. He played in 2023 with Brandon Miller. And I want to get through a few things here. This kid gave up his eligibility and went pro, did not get drafted, signed a two-way contract, has been out of the college game since 2023, has played in over 50 to 75 G League games. I do not believe he has ever dressed in a NBA game. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
I believe that's correct. But a judge has given this guy a temporary restraining order until January 27th. And right now, a judge in Tuscaloosa is going beyond the NCAA rules and saying that this kid can play temporarily until this hearing on January 27th. Having said that, John, Nate Oates has come out and said that he's going to play, may even start tomorrow against Tennessee. What's your initial thoughts on all this?
It's a mess. Let's be honest. It's you had the Baylor player. I think he was a 2023 NBA draft pick. He's now playing for Baylor. That was the first time an athlete drafted in the NBA is playing in a college basketball game.
That kid had never even signed a two-way contract, which a two-way contract, by the way, is supposed to be a professional contract, by the way. The NCAA has rules that states that is a professional contract, by the way. The NCAA says he's ineligible, but this judge in Tuscaloosa, which I'm going to dig into a little bit more here in a minute, says that he temporarily can play.
I don't know really, Brad, what to do. The landscape of college basketball is at a boiling point right now, okay? I feel bad for the high school kids on a high school level, especially with the portal, with the new eligibility stuff that they're allowing Charles Bediako to come back, the whole ruling with the Baylor guy. College kids, not college kids, high school kids, to me, are going to be left behind when it comes to all this.
That's cool about the Belmont Gym. That is the I don't know the exact name of the arena, but that's Belmont.
This game, Brad, is changing really fast, and it's evolving so quickly. Here's the thing. If a player can maintain his eligibility after being drafted, I feel like players will be more valuable, but there has to be a rule that there has to be some kind of guardrail. We talked about this the other day, the whole Ole Miss thing with the quarterback. Trinidad, Chambliss. Some of this is going to go to court.
No, man. Like seriously, I'll be honest with you, John.
Legal battles.
I don't really care what this judge said, to be honest with you. If you've got rules in place, you're going to have to try to do everything you can to stand your ground and abide by your rules. And I was playing around with you yesterday. I mean, I guess I'm just going to apply for Boy Scouts again, and just say I'm going to go back to Boy Scouts. I don't care if I'm 51 or not. I mean, I'm gonna apply for Boy Scouts again and take it to the court, and I'm going to see if a judge will give me a temporary restraining order to go to a den for Boy Scouts or something. I mean, the world we live in is absolutely asinine, to be honest with you. And come to find out today, John, this same judge that is allowing Bediako to play, and I do have that in there wrong, but Bediako to play, the same judge just so happens to be from Tuscaloosa and just so happens to be an Alabama booster who has probably given over $250,000 to Alabama. Now, can somebody please explain to me how that's not like wrong? I mean,
here's the thing.
He's an Alabama booster. And then on top of that, John, today, Nate Oates, or yesterday, Nate Oates, yesterday and today, Nate Oates comes out at the press conference and he says, well, what am I supposed to do? This judge says that he can play and Charles wants to play. And what am I supposed to do? Here you go, Nate Oates. I'm going to give you a real good tip, okay? What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to follow the NCAA rules. I don't give two shits that you're coaching for Alabama. Alabama plays in the NCAA. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to follow the damn rules. I don't care what this judge said. You're supposed to follow the rules. And here's what I would do if I was the NCAA. If you don't follow rules, this game don't count. I don't care if you get the win, it'll be stripped. I don't care if you're talking about going to the NCAA tournament, this game won't count. If Bediako plays, this game won't count. You got to stand your ground and have some kind of moral compass. That's what you're supposed to do, Nate Oates. And that's the way I feel about it. What do you say, John?
There needs to be a change, which they did with the portal, the men's and women's.
I mean, the problem is nobody wants to stand their ground, John. You can make 1,000 changes, but if nobody's going to stand their ground and say, this is our rules, the Boy Scout has rules. What, 12 years old? You can't be in the Boy Scouts anymore. So you're telling me if a 17-year-old wants to take the Boy Scouts to darn court, that the court can award him a temporary restraining order to get back in the damn Boy Scouts? I mean, what I mean, it's the dumbest shit, honestly.
Well, the sport has changed dramatically. Listen, John Calipari had some really interesting things about the rules. Everybody has their thoughts. I was talking about, like, he said, he was talking about how they was not recruiting any freshmen. And he was talking about where that's where we should be as an organization, as a profession, being transformational for young people.
Yeah, but the problem here, John,
four
is
times.
you
Now
got
people encourage them to transfer because they benefit from transferring.
You got people here that
a young person stay and learn and grow at the same place. You know, we're helping them prepare for life.
People to court, John, and courts are interfering. That's the biggest problem here. Is that courts are interfering. If they would stay the hell up out of it.
Here's the rule. I feel the rule, if you put your name in the draft,
you're gone.
There. Whether you get drafted or not, you can't play any ball.
Pull your name out in time, you're gone.
Well, here's the problem, Brad. Every time this happens, we keep moving the goalpost.
No, it's not a weed.
The Baylor player gets
the court systems of it. The kid from Baylor went to court. That's how he got in there.
I don't know, Brad. I don't like where this is heading. You know, I feel like you have to recruit high school rosters to kind of put your rosters together. Here's the problem you got. You got 18-year-old freshmen, right? With all kinds of uber of talent. Now they're having to go up against 24 and 25-year-olds.
And who knows where else? I mean, this
might coaches,
35-year-olds that's going back to college may start suing to play.
I think some of these coaches are going to have to get together and you know, here's a couple of things we need to do. If you get sued, you get sued. But I think if you're doing right, this was something John Calipari said, by the young people, and you're doing right by the sport, you win those suits. If you're not being fair, you lose them. Get the transfer portal right, get the eligibility. I think having a rule that where you have to deal with on-campus kids that have been there a year, I believe this keeps going. There's going to be players. This is something I'm reading from John Calipari, that we're drafting in the NFL that are going to come back and play college football. Is that truly what we want? And that's something I read from what Calipari was saying. So
yeah, I mean, I want to be straightforward. What you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to follow the rules of the NCAA. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
NATO.
It's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand, Brad.
All right, John. Let's get to the Monday night. Indiana is the champions of college football, and I just want to get to Mendoza and Curt Cignetti and just talk about what we witnessed here. Indiana went 6-0 versus ranked teams. John, they were 6-116 and some ties in their history. They had won 6 and they beat 6 of them, 6-0 in one season to win the national championship. Ranked teams.
What Indiana is doing, Brad, is at a level we've never seen. You know, they got a few 4 stars, a bunch of 3 stars, and they got a bunch of kids that just believe in the system. They connect. They bring their lunch pail. They play ball. And a lot of it is coaching. Cignetti is a hell of a coach. And to do what he did this season, the last 2 years at Indiana is unprecedented. I don't think we'll ever see a coach do what Curt Cignetti is doing. Not
at a level that he's done it in the short amount of time that he's done it, and with 2 and 3 star players. Basically, he had like 7 4 stars or something on that team. But to do what he's done in the short amount of time, it's magnificent. To be honest.
Fernando Mendoza, the play where he ran. Okay, 4th down.
4th and 5 from the 12.
12.
All right.
Yeah.
And you do a quarterback draw right up the middle. And for him to run over a guy and dive in like he did, like, seriously, I thought I was watching John Elway again.
Yeah, it was the most impressive thing that I have ever seen Fernando Mendoza do. And I've watched him play plenty of times this season. And for him to do that, I'm telling you, Brad, this was a clinic put on by Fernando Mendoza.
And the one thing I want to say, me and you talked about this earlier, like there's not enough people talking about it after Monday night. It's kind of been quiet.
It has. But I'm gonna say this for Miami. They didn't falter. Carson Beck brought them back. He settled in. He found some rhythm in the 4th quarter. Fletcher was turning out some yards. He had a big long run for a touchdown. Yeah. But the thing that Indiana did
all the way to the end.
The thing Indiana did all season long was they responded. Like you said, Mendoza had the 4th and 5, a back shoulder throw to Charlie Becker. He had the 12-yard quarterback draw.
2 beautiful back shoulder throws to Charlie Becker, to be honest.
And thing is, Malachi Toney had a big play that cut the lead to 3. Now, I'm going to tell you, it takes some very big balls to do what Cignetti did towards the end. He went for a field goal instead of going for the actual cutthroat.
He did.
And Beck, I think they moved
left the door open. There was 1 minute and 42 seconds to go, and left the door open and gave Miami a chance.
And they had the roughing the passer penalty. Then Jamari Sharp made one of the most unbelievable plays I've seen. He undercutted a throw and picked off Beck, I think with like 44 seconds to go. And there you have it. The Indiana Hoosiers are your national champions. And I'm going to say this, Brett. If this was any other team, if this was Georgia, if this was Alabama, if this was Ohio State, you would see a lot more coverage. I'm not a big fan of this. I feel like this Indiana team deserves a little bit of love in the media.
Oh, I do too. I don't think they're talking about it near as much on like sports shows, ESPN and things like that. I don't think they're talking about it as much. Now, I have seen Mendoza on the the late night show circuit and doing a few things this week after the championship, but it just seems like it's been pretty quiet on the national front, sports media wise, I think. And I think they deserve a ton of credit.
I'm going to tell you what changed the momentum of this game. And that was the block punt. It was 10-7. Miami, I think, scored on the next drive after the block punt. Indiana went up 17-14 or 17-7. That changed everything about that game. If you don't get that block punt,
but Miami still fought and had a chance.
You're probably looking at a different game.
Yeah. We're supposed to get a ton of snow here. So Wireman's on with us. We are supposed to. He says John's going to build a snowman. Do you want to build a snowman? Oh, me.
But
anyway.
Like I said, congrats to Indiana. Heck of a football team. Heck of a run. Like I said,
Josh,
this is unprecedented. This is hard to fathom. Me and you talked about this after the game. You said that you just don't believe all this.
I know some people are writing and talking about how it gives them faith that others can do it. I'm the opposite. I look at it, and I've been watching football for nearly 50 years, and I realize just how special and rare this is. And I realize I probably won't ever see anything like this in my life again, to be honest. All right, I want to run through a couple things. Josh was talking about Fletcher throwing a punch. I'm not sure what happened with all that. You shouldn't throw a punch. I'm not sure if the guy was running his mouth, his trap. I'm not sure what was going on. He shouldn't throw a punch. I'm not sure what will happen with that. Carson Beck in the pros. I think he'll be a pretty good quarterback in the pros, to be honest with you.
The one thing that I have very big concerns on with Carson Beck is his prone to mistakes at crucial times.
Well, I mean, that could haunt him, but will he get a shot and a chance to be a starting quarterback in the pros? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Let me ask you this real quick. And me and you talked about this earlier. If you was the Raiders, you got the number 1 pick sitting there.
I know Mendoza, everybody's saying Mendoza, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. Do you really feel like Mendoza is going to be a franchise quarterback for the next 10 years?
Here's the thing about the Raiders that most people don't know. They're terrible with quarterbacks.
Really
now,
terrible.
Let's be fair. Derek Carr kind of come on a little bit and had a little run there where he played real well. But beyond that, Jamarcus Russell, ring a bell?
Yeah.
One of the top quarterbacks in the country, played for LSU, bust. There was another quarterback that they had that was another bust. Would you really consider Mendoza, or would you take your chances with Caleb Downs from Ohio State? So I'm not sure where I would go with that direction. Listen,
I don't know. It's early. I mean, the draft's not until April.
He's tough. He's hard-nosed. He plays the game the right way. Seems like a really good kid from his interviews. Me and Brad talked about this. He loves his family. Him and his mom's relationship is really special.
Well, I can tell you, John, I'm not sure there's too many quarterbacks better than in the playoffs, at least on that back shoulder throw. Like, he was flawless almost.
And that's where I wanted to get with that. Where's the love for Charlie Becker?
Man, Becker was, those 2 catches were
that ain't even that game. Becker has done that all season. Those back shoulder throws. He has come up with catch after catch after catch. This Indiana team just knows first. How to win. They know how to win. Indiana. Signetti said to Google him, he knows how to win. And
I win. Google me.
He proved it on the national stage. So congrats to Indiana.
All right, John, I got a couple more. Dabo Swinney went scorched earth tonight on Pete Golding and Ole Miss. If you haven't seen it, like, he goes full on detail, quotes, everything else on full-fledged tampering, blatant tampering by Pete Golding and Ole Miss to get a linebacker from Clemson who was in class, offering him $1 million, up the ante, ask him what the buyout was. He was signed with Clemson already for the 2026 year. I say a lot of things about Dabo Swinney on this show, and I have over the last 3 or 4 years. I want to say one thing right here, right now, over this. Thank you, Dabo Swinney. Honestly, it is so rare and refreshing to see that somebody has a little respect and will stand their ground and integrity in this damn game and in this world that we live in. I just want to say thank you, to be honest. That's the first thing I want to say.
I mean, here's the thing. Somebody finally come up and said something.
He's got proof. He's got text. He's got everything.
If this don't change in some way, what's going to, Brad? You know, everybody wants to blame Lane Kiffin. Well, Lane Kiffin ain't the only one.
Nope.
It's
not.
The whole landscape of college football.
But you got to have more people that's willing to stand up and show the proof and call them out and do exactly what Dabo Swinney did here.
Here's another problem. You got the whole legal battle with Darian Mensah. It feels like
you got this crap going on with Trinidad Chambliss.
We have a major infection of college athletics. And if it don't get fixed right now,
when a kid is not in the damn portal and already signed for the year with the team, if you can't enforce those rules, y'all need to quit while you're ahead. Just quit. They have to form some kind of something that will stand their ground and follow their rules.
Well, and then you have people say, well, get with the times.
John, I'll tell you what's wrong with that right now. If you're just going to get with the times and join them, then you best be watching your back, because somebody's coming after to do the same shit to you. I promise.
Here's another thing. And, you know, I wanted to bring this up. You had we talked about Charles Bediako, right? Well, now you kind of got Kentucky diving into the dink Pate, the G League kid, which he would not be a recruit for this year. It would be for next year. Somewhere the line has to be drawn in the sand on these G League players being able to come back to college.
It's called standing your ground on rules. Just like with this tampering crap. I am so happy to see a coach with some integrity and is going to call them out. He said, it's not happening on my watch.
Here's where you got it. I'm going to give you an example of tampering. Okay. You just got done finished playing a playoff game. Let's just give an example, right? There's no word of you entering the portal. None. You get a coach to call you. Hey, you think maybe, you can come into the portal or maybe make a move and come play for us. And then all of a sudden, you swing a guy, a couple days later, he jumps into the portal. We've seen it firsthand. I feel like Jordan. Here, I'm going to just say it. I feel like Jordan Seaton, the kid from Colorado, was another one.
Yeah.
No idea that he was entering the portal, and at the last minute, he puts himself in.
He was. And all of this is about with kids who are not in the portal. And I got a question for you. All these NIL and revenue share and the House versus NCAA and the settlement and all this stuff. If you're going to give revenue share and the schools are going to pay these things and you're going to sign contracts, what damn good does it do to sign a contract for a revenue share if some other school's just going to come around and say, oh, what's the buyout? And I got another question for you, John. If I play for the Philadelphia Phillies and I'm under a 3-year contract, let's just call it 3 years and, I don't know, $90 million, okay? If the Yankees come call and say, hey, what's your buyout? We're going to bring you to the Yankees, or the Dodgers come calling and say, what's your buyout? We're just going to pay it. Do they allow that shit to happen? If you're under contract, what's the purpose of signing a damn contract if you can't hold them to it?
You know what my mom always used to say growing up? Your word is your bond. Loyalty.
You got to have a little bit of integrity, son. I'm telling you right now. I don't care who you are, where you are. If you don't hold some kind of integrity, I'm telling you right now, somebody's going to get one on you.
Here's my thing as we move on to the game day pick'ems. My biggest problem, Brad, we're going down a dark hole with college athletics. Here's another example. I talked about this before we got on here. Say, for instance, Mark Pope says, hey, let's call Oscar Sheboy. He had a 2-day contract for the Pacers. He played for the Jazz too. Let's just call him up and bring him back to Lexington and put him on the team and let him play Saturday against Ole Miss.
It don't matter about us calling him up. It's about him hiring a lawyer and taking it to court. That's what's going on. And then nobody wants to stand their ground. That's really what it has to do.
The thing is, we've turned college sports into a pro league, and some of the pros are not even. Some even the pros are not even doing. They're not even doing what the pro. Okay, for instance, I'll give you an example. Like you said with the Phillies and the Dodgers.
Yeah,
they signed that contract.
The Dodgers can't just call them up and say, "Oh, we're going to buy that out."
Let's just do this. Let's look at the example behind with Kyle Tucker, for instance, for the Dodgers. He signed a big record deal. You think after he signs that somebody's going to come along and say, hey, we're the Cubs. We're going to buy him out.
We'll just double that. We'll just double that.
Do you think the pros are really doing that?
You can't do that shit. What's the purpose of signing a contract? I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on. Now, one other thing, it was announced today, it is going to stay at 12 teams for 2026 season, 2026-27 for next year. I'm super excited about that. I hate the 16 or the 24. I love the 12, to be honest with you. There is some new automatic qualifiers that I'm not too thrilled about. They have changed the wording where it is the Power 4 now instead of the 5 highest, with the highest ranking power, the group of 6. It says P6. It should say group of 6. And then they also added Notre Dame as a qualifier if they are ranked 12th or above. And I'll say this also about Notre Dame. While I'm on a rant, I don't give two shits. You're not special. If another team is ranked 11th or 12th and would be left out, your ass should be left out too. You're not special. I don't agree with that. I don't give a shit if your name is Notre Dame. I don't give a shit if you are the high almighty of college football. I don't care. If another school like, I don't know, Miami was ranked 10th or 11th and they were going to be left out, guess what? Your ass should be left out too. Plain and simple. You're not special. I think I said that pretty straight.
Yep.
All right, John. Let's get to some basketball stuff, man. We've been on here a while. Ain't even mentioned basketball. But so a lot of these games are moving. We got weather coming in all over the country. But I do have 8 games on here for college basketball that I want to get to. North Carolina is at Virginia. This is a top 20 matchup here. Virginia is a 6.5-point favorite at home.
Yeah, I like this Virginia team. Ryan Odom has done a really, really good job with this team. They're on a 5-game winning streak, Brad. They're 10-0 at home. Now, this will be a test for them, I think. North Carolina, for me, has not played really well lately. They did beat Notre Dame Wednesday. Caleb Wilson had 22. Vasir had 15. Listen, Wilson is a really, really good talent. He leads UNC in scoring, rebounding. I think he's shooting 58% from the field. Vasir is really good. He's got 17 boards. Seth Trimble had 14 the other night. My thing is Virginia the second best team in the ACC?
It might be. Honestly, I think they might be right now.
They got Malik Thomas. He's playing really well. Chance Mallory's playing well. The Riddler is 16.1 points a game.
And Ryan Odom in his first season is doing a heck of a job.
And they're honoring their former coach, Bennett, tomorrow. So special day. I think this is a game where I think I'm going to go with Virginia. I think they're playing really, really well right now.
Let me ask you on the North Carolina side, is Davis in trouble here a little bit, man?
It's possible. They lost at Stanford. They didn't play well.
Didn't they lose to Cal too?
They didn't play good against Cal. So this is a tough game on the road. So I think I'm going to take Virginia. I think Virginia wins this game.
All right, John, I'm going to let you kind of do the picks tonight since we're kind of running behind and talking about these, especially on the men's side here. Villanova is at UConn. Villanova is had a decent season so far this year. I think they're like 14-5 or something like that, John. Yeah. And this is a big-time rivalry here with Villanova and UConn.
I like this Nova team. They're really, really good. They've played well under Kevin Willard. Listen, it's going to be tough to win in Hartford. UConn's tough to beat at home. You go against Dan Hurley. He's one of the top coaches in the country. He knows how to win. They're 18-1. This is a really, really good UConn team. Silas Damari is really good. They got Braden Mullins is playing really well. This is a really, really good UConn team that'll be in the mix for a Final Four at the end of the year. So give me UConn. I think they win this game. I even think they cover the spread, to be honest.
Yes, Madeline. Kentucky's playing in the morning at 11 a.m. your time.
Give me UConn, Brad. I like this UConn team.
All right, John. I think that's a good pick. Like I said, the spread there was 9.5 today when I was looking at it. This is a big game here in the Big 12. Houston is at Texas Tech, and Houston's actually a 2.5-point favorite on the road. That is tough. That's a tough one to see on the road. Texas Tech has a really good team. They have struggled at times, but have bounced back a lot as well. So what do you think about this matchup?
I love this matchup, man. Toppin's playing really good. This is a different kind of style game. You got a team that really likes to play defense, and you got a team that likes to really score. Houston team makes every possession hard. Every possession.
Defense is dynamite.
Kelvin Sampson is really, really good at defending these guys. His coaching. JT Toppin is playing as good as anybody right now. Christian Anderson is playing really well. I think he leads the Big 12 in assists. Now, Emmanuel Sharp is Houston's guy. He's 15 points a game. Kingston Flemings might be one of the best freshmen in the country that nobody knows about. They're going to need Flemings to kind of deliver in this game, I think. Jalen Petty is really good for Texas Tech. Listen, man, this is going to be a fun game. I like Texas Tech. but I think I'm going to go Houston, Brad. I just like this Houston team. I like the way they play. They're hard-nosed. They play tough. That they gift you defensively. They make possessions hard. Give me the Houston Cougars. But I'm going to tell you something. This Texas Tech team is playing some really, really good basketball right now.
Man, I really like JT Toppin here. So if I was going to pick one,
I do. I think JT Toppin is probably
here at
one
home.
of the better
I think the Red Raiders might pull this one out tomorrow, to be honest, especially since this game is at home for them. All right, we're going to go to the Big Ten here. Got Illinois at Purdue. This is a top 11 matchup, I believe. Purdue's number 11, I think, this week in the poll. Purdue's a 4.5-point favorite at home.
Man, I really like this Purdue team. But the other night against UCLA, sometimes they go in a lull, Brad, where they don't really play good. I know they're 18-1. They haven't got to the meat of their schedule yet. But sometimes they kind of play down to the competition at times. But Illinois, on the other side, this is a really, really fun Illinois team. They get after you offensively. They're really good defensively. Listen, Brad Underwood might be one of the most underrated coaches in college basketball. If you want to watch offense
for quite a while.
If you want to watch offense, this is the game. They're very good in tempo. Braden Smith is really good for Purdue. Kylan Boswell is really good for Illinois.
You want to watch some Euro ball? Check out Illinois. They are full of
Wk-22.
They're full of them, of Euros.
This is a really good team. So I think I'm going to go Purdue, though, because it's in West Lafayette. It's tough to win on the road, especially at Purdue. They're tough at home. But I feel like this might be one of the better games of the weekend.
All right. So these are a couple of SEC games here, John. Auburn is at Florida. Florida is a 9.5-point favorite at home. Florida's kind of figuring it out, I think, right now. And Auburn still seems to be close to figuring out, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So what do you think here?
Yeah, I love this Auburn team at times, but I really like this Florida team. They are playing some really inspired ball. Ball is playing well. Boogie Flan is figuring it out. You got, the big kid in the middle, Chinyelu, is playing really, really well. This is a tough game for Auburn. Auburn has not played good on the road. They haven't played good at home. They've been up and down, Brad. They whipped Arkansas, a week ago or so. They didn't look great. They lost the other night. This Auburn team, to me, is just so up and down. And
sometimes they play really good. They beat the crap out of Arkansas. I mean, and then they'll lay an egg for the next game. So I mean, who knows what you're going to get here?
Yeah, you don't really know with them. So I think give me Florida in the O-Dome. I like this Florida team. I like Boogie Flan. I think Flan's playing as good as anybody right now. Florida's starting to figure things out.
All right, this is the game that the kid is playing. Bediako is playing, probably playing. Tennessee is at Alabama. Alabama's a 3.5-point favorite at home. And Alabama's kind of struggled lately.
Somewhere Alabama's going to get burnt. They've had to dig out of holes, double digits. If this keeps up, they're going to drop a game. Tennessee has been known to play Alabama really good in the past. They've won 4 straight. I feel like Tennessee wins this game, Brad. They didn't play good against Kentucky last week.
Wireman.
I'll be honest with you, Brad. I know this is at Alabama, but I'll be honest. I like this Tennessee team. I mean, they choked the game away last weekend against Kentucky. I feel like they're going to be playing kind of for something because Tennessee loses this game, Brad. There might be some talk of
them missing the tournament.
Did they miss the tournament? I mean, good question. So,
I mean, it could be some talk. I don't think they will.
I don't think they will. Now they might not get it. They might not get a good seed.
He makes Will look like a decision.
A deacon.
Oh, a deacon. I'm sorry. It does say.
Give me Tennessee, Brad. I like this Tennessee team. I still feel like they're good. Ament's good. Gillespie's really good. When Gillespie is going, I think he can be as good as anybody. I think he's hurt them in the past few games. He hurt them against Kentucky with some turnovers. But when he's rolling and he's playing good, I think this Tennessee team can be really good.
All right, man. We'll take your word for it.
Is that your SportsCast on YouTube?
What's that?
That says at followers.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah, that's me. Yeah,
I figured that was you.
That the at followers. Yeah,
I do think Tennessee wins this game tomorrow. I do.
The whole country will be cheering for Tennessee. Now, I don't know about that. Okay, I've said what I said, and I've said my piece. I don't know about that, Wireman. I'm just saying. All right, Virginia Tech is at Louisville. Virginia Tech has played a little bit better than I think most people think. I think they're like 14-5 or something like that on the season, somewhere around there. 14-5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Louisville's at home, 11.5 point favorite, John.
Yeah, is Michael Brown ever going to come back?
I don't know. Is Jaden Quain's going to come back? I don't know. I mean, we're talking about top 10 talents here. I don't know.
At some point, Louisville at times.
I'll definitely be cleared for that.
At times, Louisville plays really, really well, Brad. And then there's moments where, the Virginia game, they looked out of sync. Injuries have been really dealt with Louisville.
Wireman was trying to get me on that Tennessee thing, by the way.
They got Ryan Conwell. I think he's really good. Hadley's playing really good. They got Isaac McNeely. That's a really good player for them. Listen, this Hokie team is playing really good, Brad.
They have been playing really well.
They played really good. Ben Hammond has played real well. They got Amani Hansberry that is really, really good. This team, they're just uber talented at times, but then there's certain games where, like, they barely won at Syracuse. I think they trailed at halftime. They rallied to win the game. I just don't think they go to Louisville and win this game, though. Even without Michael Brown, this is a tough game for them, I think.
I mean, I could see them covering 11.5, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the 11.5. I could possibly see that, but
yeah.
Other than that, I don't think they win on the road.
All right, John. Last game for the men's side here. Things real quick. Ole Miss is at Kentucky. They did move this game up an hour. Madeline, you were asking about it. It was supposed to be at noon Eastern. It's now 11 Eastern in the morning. This game is, so it's going to be bright and early.
A lot of games are being moved up. A lot of SEC games are getting moved up.
There's a lot of them that's being moved up. But Kentucky was one of them. They moved it up an hour because of the snowstorm that's headed to Kentucky, all over the country, to be honest with you, tomorrow. So Kentucky's a 9.5 point favorite here, John. They will be without Cam Williams, without Jaden Quaintance, without Jalen Lowe. I mean, Lord have mercy. Is there anybody left to dress? That's what I got to say.
I mean, they might have to put me and you out there, to be honest.
I mean, is Zach Toe and Walker Horn starting tomorrow or what?
I mean, it's a possibility.
I mean, I'm just saying, Lord have mercy.
You know what's so funny?
Trent Noah's had an ankle injury. I mean, good grief. What are they? What are they eating up there? I mean, is it something in the water?
You know what's kind of fun about this game? Travis Perry's coming home.
Travis Perry is coming back tomorrow.
He is, and I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested to see how the fans treat him, honestly, because the way he left, went to Ole Miss.
I mean, he kind of left.
I'm just
at the last hour. To be quite honest with you, last year he waited and waited and waited and waited, and to be like literally almost like at the last hour, he decided to put his name in and just surprise everybody. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a shocker. Ole Miss is one of the teams that recruited him heavy out of high school. That's mm-hmm. where he wound up going pretty quickly, to be honest with you. But he's starting and playing well there, I think.
Yep.
He is starting, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Is a good thing for Kentucky tomorrow is Ole Miss gives up. Yeah. I guess. I'm guessing. The biggest thing that's good for us is the fact that Ole Miss gives up a lot of open looks from three. Got a few shooters. It
could be good for us if we can knock a few down.
They're attempting 43%. Their third lowest defensive rebound rate, Brad. I look for Aberdeen to have a big game. I look for Owe to have a big game.
Chandler's been playing
Aberdeen and Owe. I think Owe and Aberdeen use this game as fuel and they win this game. Now, I kind of want to see what Perry does. I feel like he'll hit a couple threes, but this Ole Miss team, Brad, I'm just going to be frank with you, and I'm not being disrespectful to them, but this is not your average Ole Miss team.
I mean, it's a team full of transfers. This Ole Miss team is. AJ Stores is there, by the way. A few other guys. There's a team full of transfers, and they've kind of struggled. I think they're like 11-8 or something like that.
They did bring back Malik. Yeah, they do bring back Malik Dia. I feel like Kentucky owes Ole Miss a loss because of last year. Kentucky went into Ole Miss and got absolutely walloped. I think the same thing needs to happen tomorrow.
I just worry about all the injuries that's going on, to be quite honest with you. I was making jokes about it. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. When you start losing that many players and you're down that many players, like, it does affect you. Like, not just like the game, but I think mentally it starts becoming something for the team, the whole team, to overcome mentally.
Yeah, it does. I agree with you. I got Kentucky, but I got Ole Miss covering. That's a high spread.
It is 9.5 for tomorrow. I think they can do that. They can. I just honestly, the Mississippi State game they did. But outside of that, I mean, you go back and look at the last, seems like 12 games. It's been like within a 10-point score, I would think, except for that one. Unless we just got walloped in a couple of games. But I mean, anything that Kentucky's been in has been a close game, pretty much.
Yep.
All right, John, we're going to switch it up and go to the women. The women game was moved up to tomorrow, the Kentucky-Georgia game. Kentucky women need a bounce-back game, something awful here. This Georgia team is no slouch. They're like 15-3 or 16-3 or something like that.
This is not about Georgia. This is more about Kentucky. And I love the girls. I love the season they're having. But the last few games, they've been absolutely sloppy.
They were terrible last night, to be honest with you.
Ball handling,
21 turnovers. And the sad part is the Vols had two or three players that played really good. I thought Kentucky played nearly terrible and still had a chance to win the game and couldn't even get the ball in bounds.
I think I'm going to go Kentucky here, but they got to figure out the offense. It feels like they're timid.
They are, especially moving the ball, dribbling the ball, passing the ball. I just don't know what's going on. Everybody's like, well, Tiani Key's out. Well, Tiani Key she's not like a lead guard or nothing. It's not like she's the main ball handler or something. And now all of a sudden these girls can't figure out how to bring the ball down the floor.
Now, do they miss her in the middle? Yes, because
yes, absolutely they do.
When those guards drive and they can't catch up, Key is usually there to make a forced shot and block shot.
She averages 11 or 12, 13 points, 6, 7, 8 rebounds a game. I mean, and she blocks a lot of shots. They do miss her presence, especially on the inside. I just don't understand the ball handling issues and the passing issues just because Tiani Key is out. I don't quite get that. They better figure it out tomorrow. They cannot let the Bulldogs go in here and beat them at home, especially coming off of this loss. To be quite honest with you, the girls have lost 3 out of 5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And they really need a home win here tomorrow to get things back right. Improve to 18-4, 5-3 in the SEC.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go Kentucky here, but they need to win this game.
I'll tell you this much. Just a quick update on Tiani Key. I have heard that she is doing much better, and there is some hope that she possibly could return sometime in the next week to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks at the max. But that she is doing a little bit better. So that is good news for Kentucky because they need her.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm picking the Cats here in this one. Also, we have Ohio State at Iowa. Ohio State's got some really good players here, young players too, on this team. And they're at Iowa. I think this is a top 20 matchup. Who you got in this one?
Man, I think I'm going to go with Iowa. Iowa's playing really good this year, Brad. Iowa's got a good team. There's no Caitlin Clark, but they're 17-2. They're 8-0. I think they're tied across the conference with UCLA. They got a big showdown here. This is a really, really good Ohio State team. I like this Iowa team. I think they can play with just about anything. They got good guard play, good post play. I think I'm one of Iowa, especially at home. That's a tough environment to play in.
It is. I definitely would take the Hawkeyes at home here in this one. I believe that they can get this one pulled out here in this game. The next one, John, this is a big, big game. And South Carolina's coming off of a loss last night in overtime at Oklahoma. Vandy is still undefeated. These are top 5 teams here. And this is a big, big game here. Can the Commodores, Lady Commodores, can they go into Columbia, South Carolina and still a win?
I mean, anytime you got Michaela Blakes, you can win games, man. She's the real deal. She can play. I mean, she's hitting 30 points a night. Seems like it's like easy work. South Carolina coming off a tough loss against Oklahoma, where they got.
I mean, Blakes could easily go for 40 if she wants to.
Dominated in the overtime, and Chavez had 14 15. Of those points, 15 in overtime.
Yeah, last night.
And this is a big game, really, for South Carolina, I think, for the conference, because a 2-loss South Carolina team with Tennessee already undefeated and Vandy undefeated, you might be looking at a new SEC regular season champ.
You might. This is a big game.
Tough game. I still going to pick South Carolina. I can't go against Don Staley.
I will say this. I have been in that arena. I'm telling you, I've seen those fans.
A tough environment.
There's not a better arena and fans and crowd than Columbia, South Carolina. Like, they will be rowdy there and loud. I can promise you that. And for that reason, I'm going to take the game. I'm going to take the Gamecocks.
Yeah, you're breaking up really bad.
I am. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll let you talk. Mississippi State at Alabama.
Alabama is good. Mississippi State picked up a big win this past week against Kentucky at home. It's tough to go on the road and win, especially, Alabama's playing really, really well. Their guard play is so, so good, Brad. I actually thought this was not a great team, but maybe I'm kind of overlooking this group. This is a really good Alabama team. Maybe they don't miss Barker as much as I thought they did. So, I guess the egg on the face looks like I'm dealing with it. So, give me Alabama at home. I like them at home. Mississippi State is playing much better this year. Purcell is a really good coach. I think he's going to get them there. But I think I'm going to take the Tide at home. I like this Tide team. I think they're really, really good, Brad.
All right, John, coming off of that win last night over Kentucky, Tennessee goes on the road at Ole Miss. Should be a good game here.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's undefeated in the SEC. They're looking for what, 7-0, 8-0?
Yeah, 7, I think.
Man, I don't know about this Tennessee team. Like, they play close with everybody. I don't know if it's just they haven't played anybody or if it's just I don't know, Brad. The jury's still out on this Tennessee team. Their point guard play, they might have one of the best freshman guards in the country.
They got some really good freshmen.
They're good. Coach O, oh my goodness. She's good defensively. She's picked up some solid wins this year. She really digged into the portal. She went after McMahon, I think, from Ohio State was a big one for her. I like this Ole Miss team. I like them at home. I think Tennessee suffers their first conference loss this weekend on the road. I like this. Ole Miss at home is tough, especially with Coach O.
Yeah, I'm going to take Coach O here.
Coach O, I said, yeah.
Yeah, Coach O and the Rebs. I'm going to take
I keep calling her Coach O, but either way, Coach O.
So. Yo. Yeah. All right, Florida is at LSU, and I know Florida's record doesn't look like it, but this is a pretty decent Florida team.
Yeah, this is not a bad Florida team. They had Kentucky on the ropes on the road. Now,
Yeah.
Now to be fair, they're going into a very tough environment. Like the Pete Maravich Assembly Center is not a place you want to play, especially when LSU is playing the level they're playing at right now. Listen, Michaela Williams is good. Fo Wiley, they're playing really good basketball right now. Florida has got a fun center, and everybody might know who she is. She's the daughter of Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, she is, and she's
really
pretty
good. The point guard is really good too. They
yeah,
got
McGill.
McGill can play, man. She was toasting Kentucky in the paint. She was driving by them. If she's in the portal next year, I say Kenny Brooks, get after that girl, man. She's tough. But yeah. I'm gonna take LSU. They're tough at home. They don't lose very often there. Now they did lose to Kentucky, but it's very rare to see them lose, especially at home, especially under Kim Mulkey. So give me LSU at home, but I do think Florida will keep it competitive for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Tigers in this one too, man. But it should be a good game, entertaining game, to be honest with you, for the most part. That's it. That's all the games that I have for us tonight. We're going to wrap this up. We done quite a bit here. We've done some topics for a while, and now we've done some college basketball coverage here at College Game Day. We will see you guys on Monday night for a Wildcat Weekly. We skipped a week for the national championship game last week.
Pending weather.
Yeah, pending weather. Yeah, electricity.
It's supposed to be really bad this weekend.
So. Pending electricity, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a funny story. So, Brad, I kind of want to end on this on a final, but just a funny story about the weather. So me and Brad was talking earlier today, and I was telling him about how people are not really overreacting, just acting crazy at the grocery store. And Brad brought up a point. He was at the grocery store, and he saw a man, I guess, in his early 60s, and he had seemed like 200, 300 waters.
Yeah, a bunch, 300 probably. I don't know.
And Brad said, "What's he doing? Going to his bunker?"
Is he planned on hibernating for 6 weeks or what?
Yeah, what? Oh,
like it's just a weekend. He had 10 cases of waters.
It kind of tickled me. He said, "If that's just between you and your wife, there's going to be a lot of bathroom breaks." I thought that was pretty funny, but
you better buy some Depends.
But all seriousness, though, it's supposed to be really bad this weekend. I pray everybody stays safe. And, I was approved to go to the Ole Miss game, but unfortunately, the weather is supposed to get really bad here in the morning, so I'm not going to be able to get to go. I was
supposed to go to the Georgia game for the women, and John was supposed to go to the men's game for Ole Miss, but neither one of us are going to go and fight this weather and try to drive. So
the situation is kind of peril right now. So,
yeah.
Like Wireman said, maybe a snowman's in the cards tomorrow.
All right, guys. Y'all wake up. We got 2 games to watch tomorrow. The women's game was moved to right after. By the way, if you are going to Rupp Arena, your ticket will also get you into Memorial to watch the girls play Georgia tomorrow afternoon right after the game. You can leave Rupp, go straight to Memorial. Use that same ticket. It will get you in to watch the girls play it starts at 1:00. So leave immediately, go to Memorial, get in for free, basically, on your ticket from Rupp.
By the way, did you see the LSU fans get after you the other day on our Facebook? The Kiffin deal, they got after you a little bit.
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
Oh, my goodness. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's what I was trying to do. Let them come on.
You like to stir up the pot, man.
I definitely I ain't scared. I ain't scared.
Great show, Brad.
All right, man. We will see you guys next week. Y'all have a good one and enjoy some basketball this weekend.
Yep. Have a good one.